What's up YouTube, this is Bison X79. Guys, today I'm coming to you with my latest deck profile video and the first deck profile video for the year 2019. As you can see, I'm doing my PK Fire deck build. Guys, I've been test playing this deck since I decided to build this, and oh my god. It has some serious sick plays, there's a lot of great disruptions this deck can cause, and it's just that awesome. Alright, so without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and hyping this deck up. I'm going to get right into it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 3-ofs. Alright, so I'm running 3 Skarms. Alright, all Burning Abyss monsters can special summon themselves out onto the field. You have no back row. They all have different effects when they're sent to the graveyard, whether it be from the field, hand, or deck, which is awesome. Downside is if you have a non-BA monster that's on the field, they destroy themselves. Not an issue, because we'll get to that card in a bit. And Skarm, when it's graveyard, you get the during your end phase, you get to search another Dark Attribute Fiend monster and add it to your hand, which is just awesome, adds the consistency to the deck, and it's the reason why you need to run this card at 3. Alright, the other 3 of is going to be 3 copies of Farfa. Alright, Farfa sent to the graveyard. Target one of your opponent's monsters, especially the problematic ones, and you banish it until the end of the turn. Just used to get that problematic monster off the field and break through boards. Alright, and last but not least, you gotta run this guy at 3. 3 copies of Fiendish Rhino Warrior. Fiendish Rhino Warrior has this awesome effect that prevents your Fiend-type monsters from being destroyed by artifacts, including their own, so the Burning Abyss monsters will not destroy themselves if there's a non-Burning Abyss monster on the field, like Fiendish Rhino Warrior itself. And whenever Fiendish Rhino Warrior is sent to the graveyard, it acts like an extra Foolish Burial, allowing you to send another Fiend-type monster from your deck to your graveyard to help extend your plays and create more disruption. Alright, now if you notice, I'm running these 3 cards at 3, and the primary reason why I'm running at 3 is because this deck does not rely on Orbital Hydrolander. Guys, I've tested that build out, and I can tell you right now, it's okay. I just didn't like it. It's a personal preference thing. You don't have to turn on going attacking on me. And I get the reason why people want Orbital Hydrolander in their deck. Main deck boss monster, pretty easy to bring out with this deck. In my opinion, the deck's real boss monsters are all in the extra deck. And extending into the extra deck really isn't that hard with this particular build. I've gone into Boros Dragons a lot of different times, and it's just helped me win games. Alright, so those are the 3 ofs. Okay, we're going to go into your 2 ofs, and we're going to start off with 2 Libic. Alright, when Libic is sent to the graveyard, you get the special summon a Fiend-type monster from your hand right to the field, which is just awesome. Alright. 2 Aleeks. Aleeks are actually pretty damn useful. Aleek is basically the effect dealer of the Burning Abyss archetype. Send it to the graveyard, target a monster, and gain its effects for the turn, which is just huge. Alright, so. And a pretty good Beatrice target. Okay, for the 1-ofs, of course, you got Babar, Calab, Seer, and Graf. Okay. Alright, Babar basically here, it helps inflict extra damage by burning, by banishing 3 Burning Abyss cards from your deck, or from your graveyard, right, to inflict 300 for each. And it doesn't matter what card you're banishing, whether it be monster spells or traps, you're going to be able to hit them with damage, which is huge. Also, it's the strongest BA monster, so you can actually swing with it in case you get it on the field, which is good. Calcab helps go after set back row. Alright, Seer and Graf, now these are the guys that are one for a reason, okay? Seer right here is the one you're going to be pretty much abusing the most of in this particular build. Basically, getting onto the field and back into the graveyard and constantly getting that special summon from the graveyard effect is just too huge. Graf, special summons from the deck, also is a very big effect, but you tend to be milling a lot, so you're going to be abusing Seer a lot more. Okay. Some other standbys, we got Tour Guide here. Tour Guide is your typical play extender in this deck. You don't really want to turn around and lead off with her, because if you wind up getting Ash Blossom, hit by Impermanence, or any other type of card that can negate its effects, you're going to be in a very bad way because she's going to sit in the field then, and you're not going to be able to get any of your other BA monsters on the field unless you already could have a Phoenix Rider Warrior. Alright, so the best case scenario is to turn around and try to bait out those hand traps, and then use her to extend your plays. Alright, for the PK side of the deck, I'm running 3 copies of Boots. Basically, Boots hits the graveyard, banish it, and you can search your deck and get a PK trap card from your deck to your hand. Just being able to thin out the deck and get what you need into your hand is just so awesome. And then I like running 2 copies of Ragged Gloves. Ragged Gloves is basically the Phantom Knight's archetypes version of Armageddon Knight. Basically, he's in the graveyard, you banish him from the graveyard, and basically you're sending a Phantom Knight from the deck to your graveyard, then you out the deck. So you get him in the graveyard, you banish him, you get Boots in the graveyard, you banish Boots, you get your Foglight. Pretty standard. Alright, I am running the Danger Engine right there. 3 copies of Jackalope and 1 copy of Tsuchiyoko. Basically what this engine does is it's a guaranteed rank 3 play, because you're getting a guaranteed level 3 monster onto the field. Alright, you have 3 copies of Jackalope, 1 copy of Tsuchiyoko. If the hunt effect on Jackalope goes well for you, you can special summon him and draw a card. Awesome. If it doesn't go well, you special summon Tsuchiyoko from your deck to your hand. So, again, one way or another, you're getting a level 3 monster. And last but not least, you might have saw this when I was swapping out cards. I'm running 1 copy of Rescue Ferret in this deck because this card is just so crazy as a play extender. And I got a feeling this card's going to probably come into its own this year. Alright, what is its effect? Basically, you can turn around and take this card and shuffle it back into your deck and special summon 2 monsters whose levels equal up to level 6. The special summon to zones that a Link monster points to in defense position, and their effects are negated. Okay, so automatically you're going to be needing to have a Link monster on the field before you actually use this guy's effect. Which just makes him more of a combo extender than anything else, but the fact that he can get any 2 monsters at level 6, whose levels equal level 6 onto the field, is just so huge. And it's going to be able to set up your plays a lot better, because just having this guy bounce back to the deck to get 2 Burning Abyss monsters keeps one particular card very live and very problematic for your opponent. Alright, so that's it for the monsters. We're going to go right into the spells. Alright, this deck does kind of fall to hand traps, so you got to be running 3 copies of Called by the Haunted. Or, excuse me, Called by the Grave. Anti-hand trap card, it can shut down monster effects, and this causes so many problems for your opponent. Alright. Card destruction because, hey, Burning Abyss love being sent to the graveyard because they get a ton of effects and you get to get the whole hand. Just be careful with cards like Drone Lock and Ash Blossom because that can really hurt you. That's why we're packing 3 Called by the Graves. Alright, Foolish Burial because you want to be getting cards from your deck to your graveyard. Monster Reborn and Soul Charge because, hey, these guys are the kings of combo extenders. You need to be running them in this deck to build your fields up, or even recover your fields in case things go sideways. Alright, the card I was alluding to with Rescue Ferret was this card right here. I'm running 2 copies of Fire Lake of the Burning Abyss. And why am I running this old school card for? Basically, you send 2 Burning Abyss monsters from your field to your graveyard, and guess what? You're going to be able to destroy up to 3 cards on your opponent's field. Now, think about the matchups we have in this meta. The back row heavy decks like Sky Striker and even Altergeist, they're going to hate this card. They're going to hate this card with a fiery passion. And that's good because with Fire Lake, you have plenty of fire to spare. So, get rid of their back row, you're going to be basically screw them over against Sky Strikers. Hitting them after they recover all their stuff with Moltero just hurts them. Alright. Of course, we gotta run Fogblade. Fogblade is actually pretty awesome. It can stop monster attacks. Pretty cold. And if the card is ever sent to the graveyard, it goes to the graveyard. And of course, it has its graveyard ability as well, which is just huge to help extend your plays. It needs to be 1 out of 3. As you see, I'm running the commons from the legendary decks. And then last but not least, I'm running the Phantom Knight Shade Brigade. Basically, it's this extra body on the field, and with this particular game and format, you want to get as many bodies on the field as possible. It just helps build your boards and extend into your lengths. Alright, so that's it for the main deck. Let's head on to the extra. Alright, no Burning Abyss deck is worth a salt without 2 copies of Dante Traveler or the Burning Abyss. Alright, guy hits the field, you can mill up to 3 cards from your deck to your graveyard. Power boost this guy up by 500 cards each. If he ever leaves the field, you get and sent to the graveyard, you get a monster back from your graveyard back to your hand, which is just awesome. The recursion is just so great. And with Seer being abused, yeah, you're going to want to bring this guy back, send him to the graveyard, and basically keep getting stuff back from your graveyard for recursion loops. Alright? And the reason why Dante took a trip through hell was because of this girl, Beatrice, the Lady of the Eternal. Basically, Beatrice was Dante's love of his life, and she died of a sickness. He lost his way, and while she was in heaven, she found out about this, and she kind of arranged that trip through hell for him so he can gain some perspective. She's completely and totally awesome. 2000 defense, 2500 attack. Sends a monster from the deck to the graveyard, so she acts as a Foolish Burial, which just opens up a whole lot of interaction and effects that you can use. Farfa, a leak, awesome targets for this card. If you want to get stuff back from your grave to your hand, Seer, or you want to get something extra out onto the deck from your deck to your field, Grav. I mean, they have back row, Calcab. I mean, you want to burn them for a little bit more, Barbar. I mean, there's plenty of stuff you can do. Beatrice is the girl you're going to be doing it fun. And if she ever is destroyed and leaves the field, she actually can bring out one of 2 guys. Well, for one thing, she can actually bring out Dante's Hidden Form. Dante the Pilgrim of the Burning Abyss. Pretty awesome guy. 2000 attack, making him one of the strongest monsters in your extra deck. But more importantly, you can also bring out Virgil. Now, Virgil here is pretty frippin' awesome because he's a walking compulsory evacuation device. And the fact that he pairs well with in the Burning Abyss archetype by being able to send card from the hand to the graveyard to get that effect means more effects for you, more problems for your opponent. That's why I like including him in there. Alright. This deck is a rank 3 engine, so we saw some of the rank 3s. Some other rank 3 plays we can have DD Storm King Darius. Just so huge. You can make this guy unkillable, and he'll destroy anything he battles with, and then inflicts burn damage, which is great if time gets called during your battle phase. Livier, the Sea Dragon. In case you banish something you want to get back, this guy gets back into the field. Great with the Phantom Knights, as well as some of the other Burning Abyss stuff that you banish off of Barbar. And then, of course, you have Phantom Knights of Breaksword just to pop extra cards and make things problematic for your opponent. Alright, links. Alright, guys. Saw Phantom Knights of the Rusty Barbaco. Basically, this guy is just huge. Get stuff into your graveyard. He can actually pop stuff if you summon Dark Attribute Xyz monsters to any zone he points to. He just gives you so many great effects. The arrows are actually pretty good. I mean, the 2 down corners are actually very good to have in case you got to put him into a main monster zone. He has that right pointing corner arrow, so just be careful with that, and you're gonna be good. Alright, I also run the Nightmare package in here. Unicorn, Cerberus, Phoenix, and Mermaid. I think it's self-explanatory. Mermaid's to help deal with, in case you get Ibleed. Phoenix is for back row. Cerberus is for special summon monsters. And Unicorn can spin any monster back from the deck, back from the field to your opponent's deck, which just helps break up boards. And not to mention, if these guys are co-linked, they give you so much advantage as well. Protect co-linked monsters can be destroyed by battle, can be destroyed by card effects, and you get extra draws. So, and this one will lower the attack of all your opponent's non-co-linked monsters. Last but not least, I alluded to this guy, Portal Dragon. Yeah, I have this guy in this deck, and he's an OTK mission. It is a hell of a card to have. Even on the field for defensive purposes, because you can use this effect to turn attacking monsters that are going after your small guys into defense mode just to protect them. And that actually does hit hard, really bad. And of course, to help out breaking up boards, and basically by stealing your opponent's resources, you got Borreload Dragon. What can I say? This guy just steals stuff, and this makes things problematic for your opponent by stealing their best monster so that you can attack with it. Alright. Guys, that is it for my PK Fire deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single upload. And guys, until next time, peace.